I've been playing Christmas tours ever since 1995, when I was asked to join a tour by a gentleman named Art Good, who has a radio show called Jazz Tracks. It's Jazz, Trax. And he put together a Christmas tour, and it was only, I think, 3 dates. But I said, okay, I'll do it. And, you know, I hadn't played Christmas music since I was a child. And so I was a bit nervous about this. But I worked at it, and I made some arrangements. And we did this tour, and it was a lot of fun. And I did a tour the following year, and then I decided to record my Christmas album, my first Christmas album, which was called Songs of the Season. And that was released in 1997, using a lot of the arrangements that had come from those first 2 tours that I'd done. And I did a small tour to promote that CD. And the following year, I was asked to join Dave Koz on his Christmas tour. So I became part of Dave Koz and Friends' Christmas tour for the next 5 years. And then Dave called me up one day. I remember I was in an electronics store. And he called me up and said, "Hey, Petey," he calls me Petey. "You know, I'm not going to be using you this year. I'm going to change the entire lineup. I'm going to use Marc-Antoine on guitar." And Marc-Antoine's a great friend of mine. So I said, "That's fine." And I thought about it for a moment, and I called my manager, and I said, why don't I start my own Christmas tour? Because I know Dave Koz's Christmas tour was a very big production, and they play very big theaters. I'm thinking, why don't I just play smaller places? There must be a lot of smaller places I can play that, you know, I'm not competing with Dave. And that's how it started. That was in 2003. And my agent said, "Why don't you ask Mindi Abair to come along with you?" And I knew Mindi, and I'd seen her play, but I wasn't that familiar with her music. But I listened to her first album. It had just come out, and wow, I said, this is really good. She's got a real style. So I said, yeah, let's bring her on board. So Mindi and I did the first Christmas tour together in 2003. And a few months after that, no, it's a few weeks after that, actually, Rick Braun, another good friend of mine, trumpet, we're sitting in the Bahamas somewhere. We did the Bahamas Jazz Festival. He says, "Wow, I heard you did this Christmas tour with Mindi. Wow, do you think I could join in on that next year? I'd love to play some Christmas music." So I said, okay. And he came on board. So the last 4 years, Rick has been part of it too. So it's Rick, Braun, Mindi Abair, and myself. And we've got a pretty good show, I think. You know, it's evolved over the years. And here we are playing Ruth Eckert Hall tonight, which is a huge hall, the same hall I played with Dave Koz. This is never what I intended. You know, as with pretty much with everything in my career, things have happened which I never really intended. I was quite happy to be a guy in a band, remember? And here I am leading a Christmas tour, playing acoustic guitar, and still not really being able to sing that well. I mean, I sing a little bit. Mindi sings great. Rick sings great. And I just kind of fill in where I can. So it's quite unbelievable. I mean, I've been in the music business now over 30 years. I'm still doing it. People come to the shows. I'm recording CDs. I still can't sing. And yet people come to the shows. I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled.